Okay, I know we're very far from Apple's annual fall event. Some articles say it's September 15th, others say it's earlier or later. Either way, we know there will be an event for the announcement of the iPhone 15 lineup and other potential products, so let's talk about it. I'm Tyler, by the way. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe and turn the bell so you will be notified whenever we get an actual date for the Apple event. Lastly, drop a like and leave a comment if you're excited. Alright, real quick, as I'm editing this video, Apple did announce their event just a couple of days ago, or almost a week by now. It is September 12th, which is just a few days away by the time this video goes up. The time is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so wherever you're at in the world, whether it's India, Canada, Honduras, or even here in the US, that's when the event starts. So, yep, that's all I have to say. And without further ado, back to Tyler. Of course, Mac Rumors is the destination of any Apple leaks. So far, we only have rumors of the Apple Watch and the iPhone 15 lineup, as I said plenty of times in this video. Nothing rumored on the iPad, the MacBook lineup, or even the AirPods lineup, but anything is unpredictable. So I'll start with the Apple Watch, as we potentially get two updated versions. The first one is the Apple Watch Series 9. This year, Apple is expected to release the Apple Watch Series 9, an iterative update on the current Series 8. The refresh is expected to focus on updating the cores within the device's S-Series chip, delivering a notable performance improvement, but the rest of the device is likely to be effective as the Apple Watch Series 8. According to Bloomberg, Mark Gurman, the S9 chip will be based on the A15 Bionic chip using the iPhone 13, the iPhone 14, and other products or devices. The new chip could bring significantly improved performance and efficiency, boosting app launch speeds and potentially improving battery life. Apple also reportedly plans to introduce a new pink color option for the Apple Watch Series 9. In short, you can think of it as the Apple Watch Series 8S. Not much different at all, especially when you're consider not many people are going to notice the big performance unless Apple pulls a few surprises. Smartly enough, the Apple Watch Series 8 will probably be the better option to get. Or if you don't need all those crazy features and are considering finances, then it will be the Apple Watch SE or any Apple Watch below the Series 8. I'm wearing the Apple Watch Series 4 and it's been working like a charm, especially with watchOS 10. No problems or complaints at all. Maybe the Apple Watch Series 10 will be very convincing, as there are articles and rumors already in the air, even though the Series 9 isn't even out. We don't know if this year's Apple Watch will be called the Series 9, and they skipped to the Apple Watch Series X, very similar to the iPhone with the 8 and the 10 or X. Again, everything right now is very unpredictable and there could be surprises. We will see. Another Apple Watch rumored for this event is the second generation of the Apple Watch Ultra, the top of the line smartwatch with a top of the line price. It's rumored to have the same chip as the potential Series 9, a darker titanium option, which I think will look minimal, and it will be lighter due to 3D printed parts. Apple is rumored to be making and using. I'm pretty interested to see what parts are 3D printed, since this means more customization and flexibility. But of course, there are some cons to 3D printing parts, especially with supply and demand. The longer it takes to make the parts, the more expensive the product makes. Hopefully, this doesn't affect the performance, such as the battery, for example, since this is a large and sturdy smartwatch for some users, and mostly those who are outdoor enthusiasts, your divers, marathon runners, hikers, etc. So this is all we know so far, or what is rumored about these two types of Apple Watches. Now let's talk about the iPhone 15 lineup. This lineup for the regular 15 and the 15 Pro will have similarities. The dynamic island from the 14 Pro lineup, USB-C, which is about time. This will help with faster charging and faster data transfer. It also complies with the regulations in the EU, and it will be very simple with just one cable to carry. Both Pros and regular iPhones will be 6.1 and 6.7 inches. There's also an unconfirmed rumor of frosted glass on all models, which originally was only for the Pro models, but we will see when the event occurs. In the article is also the iPhone 15 lineup having Qualcomm's next generation chips with improved AI for faster processing speeds, better coverage range, increased power efficiency, and lower latency. This will work well with Apple's A17 processors in the Pro models, which I will get to in a moment. Lastly, there are cases that will not fit the previous generation iPhones. It either tells me the phone is a bit thicker and or the cameras are a bit wider, which is good for better photos and videos. The difference between these phones is very interesting, and this is specifically on the Pro models. First is the titanium finish. The article says it's going to be used for the frames, which should make the iPhone less heavy. It's also to be helpful with fewer fingerprints and resistant to dents, dings, and bending, but still prone to scratches and other damages. It's nice because it's a bit easier to rock this specific iPhone Pro model without a case, but still get a case no matter the cause. Just saying. Second is the A17 chip, which should be built on the first 3 nanometer process. This means a smaller chip that can give stronger performance and less power consumption, resulting in better battery life than the iPhone 14 Pro models. Hopefully improved in the promotion and always on display, this chip will feature a 6-core CPU and GPU. This is only on the Pro models, while the 15 and the 15 Plus should have A16. Third is the RAM and the storage. The Pro model will get 8 gigabytes of RAM and the storage potentially starting from 256 and up to 2 terabytes. I can't imagine a regular person using this much storage unless you're the person who takes too many photos or uses it to record tons of videos in ProRAW. As for the standard iPhone 15 model, it will be 6 gigabytes of RAM. We don't know what the storage will be, however, based on what we can see on Apple's website, with the 14 and the 14 Plus, it'll start at 128 and potentially go up to 1 terabyte. I think it's about time the standard phones get the storage upgrade of 1 terabyte. At this point, with so much data coming from the users, I won't be surprised if we don't see this in the event. For the Pro model's cameras, the iPhone 15 Pro will get the same camera technology as the 14 Pro. However, the 15 Pro Max will have the same camera technology as the 48 megapixel wide camera and an ultra wide, as well as adapting the periscope zoom lens. In simple terms, it's a technology that can zoom pretty far than what we have in the previous iPhone Pro models with a 3x zoom. You may have seen Samsung use this technology in their high-end models, giving them the ability to engage 4 to 10x optical zoom and up to 100x digital zoom. It's rumored that the iPhone 15 Pro Max to implement a 6x optical zoom technology, which sounds not advanced compared to Samsung, but it will be interesting to see the results of the photos. I want to zoom in and see to believe. Get the pun there?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, we know there's going to be a long section of the iPhone Pro model cameras, which doesn't surprise me at all. Lastly is the small and minor details from the Pro models. ProMotion and always on display, an action button that will replace the mute switch, but we don't know what it will be used, And the colors, which should be a dark blue color or potentially a dark red or close to a maroon or burgundy shade. Should have done it with the iPhone 13 Pro lineup, which I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about it at all. Then there's the price. The Pro models are supposed to get more expensive than their predecessors, which the iPhone 15 Pro starting at $1099 and the 15 Pro Max starting at $1199. I can't imagine what the price will be for a 2TB iPhone 15 Pro Max. Ridiculous. For the standard 15 models, no price increase as it should be starting at $799. The standard iPhone 15 model should be released in September. The Pro models will most likely be released in October, if not the same day as the standard models. So there's everything we know about the upcoming iPhones and the Apple Watches. As I said, everything is unpredictable. We could be getting a refresh of the AirPods Max, a potential third generation iPhone SE, probably more updates on the Apple Vision Pro, and many more. Let me know what you think about these rumors, and let me know if I missed any other rumors, headlines, or articles about any of these Apple products. Again, hit the subscribe button and a notification bell, as well as drop a like and leave a comment. Also, if you haven't checked out my vlog just yet, it's out right now and right here. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.